Hi everyone, my name is Niharika Bhattani and welcome to my channel. Today we have Mr. Anand who have qualified JRF in commerce. So we will be talking with him. Hi Anand, how are you?
Hi, ma'am. Good morning. Thanks for having me here.
Okay, and would you like to tell something about yourself?
Yes, ma'am. As you said, my name is Anand. I born and brought up in Tamil Nadu. I did my graduation way back in 2008 and my master's in 2010.
Hmm.
And for close to a decade, I worked in different industries, ranging from banking to manufacturing firms as a finance executive. And last year, I wanted to start UGC NET preparation to become assistant professor in colleges because that is my passion. So when I wanted to start, I looked up different options and then found your classes useful. So that's how I ended up in Unacademy.
Okay, great. So what was your percentile?
98.77, ma'am.
Okay, that's great. And you have qualified JRF in commerce.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Great, great. So, like as you have mentioned that you have completed your graduation and your master's long back. So, and you were working also. So, what were you working while studying also, or were you concentrating only on studies at the time of NTA UGC NET preparation?
I would say it's kind of, there are two answers for this. I started buying books from Amazon, from other publishers, and then I just looked at it for some time. But when I started my real preparation, I had to quit my job because my job didn't give me enough space for the preparation because it was a full-time job, and moreover, I was in a very high-pressure environment. So I thought of, I don't think it's going to work out. So I put down my papers and then I started my preparation, ma'am. Yeah, it's kind of a full time.
Okay, and a full-time preparation. So, how many months you took for preparation?
I would say 8 to 9 months, ma'am. I started by February.
Hmm.
I thought the exam would be around June, but it's been kept postponed for many reasons. So I got 8 to 9 months in order to prepare for UGC net.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah, exams were scheduled somewhere between June, July. Sometimes they were announced in May also. So, what was your strategy? How you tackled it? Ki, were you regular or were you feeling like there were some ups and downs in your preparation during that time?
Yeah, ma'am. Since I've also done my masters, and along with my masters, after I got into corporate, I did various other courses like CFA. Also, I have done. I've also completed my CFA level 2 exams
Oh,
while
wow.
working.
Okay,
Yeah.
level one,
So my level 2 I passed. Level
level
3 I'm
two.
yet to write. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
One of the strategy that I always start is I start much in advance. Let's say if the exam happens on June, I would advise people to start by November itself
Awesome.
because
That's really great. So you are like a
yeah,
early bird.
early bird. Yeah, I get
Right.
up also early in the morning.
Oh, nice. Great, great.
So no, it's advisable to start early because life is very unpredictable. You might see, okay, I can do a lot of things in short term, but what
Hmm.
happens is life will bring you a lot of lot of surprises in between. So you may not be able to achieve, finish your syllabus within the time. So
Hmm.
start much in advance so that give some allowance to the interruptions in between. So you'll be good to go at your target after 6 months or 7 months.
Okay, great. So, as far as I can say, you have started from early, like you have started very early. So you might have completed sufficient amount of syllabus. But still, I would like to know that whether you have completed 100% syllabus or something less, like,
I firmly believe 100%, ma'am, because I think we have enough time to cover. Because without covering 100% of the syllabus, it wouldn't be advisable to give an attempt. Even if you attempt, don't expect to get good ranking or
mm,
good marks. So I covered 3 times, ma'am, and moreover, you yourself covered 3 times in an academy. So there is no reason for me to not to cover.
okay. So you might have done full and then you have done revision also. How many
Yeah,
times you have done revision?
I just went by your words, ma'am, 3 times.
Three times. Okay. And just before appearing in exam, you might have done full course revision one time. So how much time you took for that full course revision?
Ma'am, it depends on it. For example, first time when you revise, it will take little more time because we are not accustomed to the new syllabus because and syllabus is very vast, right? So
Yeah.
it will take some time in the beginning, but as and when you do the other times, like multiple times, your time will reduce a lot. So don't worry about too much of timing in the beginning.
Mm.
It's always like a cycling. When you start learning it, you will end up with bruises. You will fall down. You will get hurt, but slowly you will learn it, right? Same with the revisions here. First time when you do the revision, you will feel overwhelming. Oh my God, there is so much to learn. How I'm going to learn it. Second time, that feeling will get ease.
Please.
Third time, it will be breeze.
Was this your first attempt?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
That was your first attempt, and you've done it in 8 to 9 months. So you believe
Yeah,
that yes, we can achieve one time only. We can achieve JRF also if we are dedicated and sincere.
yeah. Take my result as an example, ma'am. If I can achieve it, anybody can achieve. I'm a very average guy, and I consistently worked along with you for 8 months, so it was very much achievable.
Okay.
Nothing to worry about whether it's first time or second time. It can
Okay.
be done.
Please tell us something about your family, like how much time you used to get for preparation, or how you manage everything.
In my personal side, I'm married and I'm blessed with two naughty boys who are aged 4 and 12 respectively. So of course, it is difficult with them to study in the initial days, but
Mm,
slowly they got used to it. So I lock my room as I'm doing it now,
mm.
and then I get into the room and then I study for 3 to 4 hours, and in between for a coffee, I think I'll just get out and go and come back. And of course, I have to appreciate my wife. Her name is Gayatri. She supported a lot. She helped along with the preparation, not to give me a lot of household chores, but also took care of my kids. So that gave a lot of time for me to prepare. I believe I utilized it, very fruitfully.
Okay, that's great. And during preparation, there are like lot of tough subjects and easy subjects. How you manage those subjects? Like what were
Yes,
tough for
ma'am.
you? What were easy for you?
Yeah. Since I already have a background in commerce and then CFA, there are some subjects which is like a breeze for me, like business finance, banking, and other some anything which is related to finance. But there are certain subjects which are very difficult for me to cover. For example, math and DI,
Hmm.
because I've been away from my college days for more than 10 years, right? So I need to brush up my mathematics skills. So for that, I looked up on you, and then your courses are fantastic to go by, especially math and DA. You're one of the best that I can vouch for. A lot of short tricks, and also a lot of practice to go by, how to go about it. So math I learned from you, and DI I learned from you. And there is one more big animal that is there in the UGC net is in paper 2 and paper 1, we have a lot of facts to remember.
Facts.
That is, yeah, that is very difficult to tackle on because we can't remember many years for that matter,
Mhm.
right? In banking and finance, we need to remember when RBI started, who was his governor, when Bengal and got independent in Vietnam, but all this such thing. So for that, I actually what I did is I wrote down all the years and then kept a flashcard like this, kind of a flashcard.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, this kind of a flashcard, and then this is for accounting standards. I mean,
Okay.
also we have a big animal called accounting standards. So
Okay.
we can write flashcards right like this, and can paste it in front of your laptop or in a screen or in the wall or something. Look at every day and ask your friends or your mother or your parent or your wife to just ask some question. Okay, tell me when RBI started, 1935, and tell when the SBI started, 1955. So it's kind of a play for me. Like when I go for lunch, I'll ask my wife, okay, go to the wall, no, just shoot some 10 questions towards me. So that is how I practice those memorization questions. That helps because memorization comes with repetition, not about just studying once. So you have to repeat those years and standards again and again, again and again. maybe once in a week, after some point of time, once in 15 days, and once in month. There's a thing called, I practiced a technique called spaced repetition.
Hmm.
When you study something, study again the same subject for no next day,
Hmm.
and leave the subject for a week, come back after a week.
Okay.
Once you study that, again come back to the subject after 15 days. After that, again come back after 1 month.
One
You
month.
will slowly moving those information from your short-term memory to long-term memory.
Yeah.
There's one more subject which I had no clue about it called statistics, ma'am. To be
Hmm.
really frank,
Hmm.
because I studied long back, I forgot what is mean, median, mode, and all. But your class was like a fantastic class. You literally brought down the level of fear in me in those subjects. Stat made very interesting to me. To be frank, now I am kind of a stat enthusiast.
Oh, nice. That's really nice. Many people they say that yes, they have studied mean, median, mode in their school time also, but then now in UGC net they understand the difference between all, right? And
Yeah,
all the statistics. That's great. So I really like this thing that you have prepared this chart and all, and this was like having a conversation with your family also, and meanwhile studying also, and in a fun way. So and it bring down all the pressure
yes, yes,
and all
yes,
the stress, and it
yes.
recalls more and more. So this is really a nice thing. I really like it, and I would really suggest all the aspirants also that you can also do something like that, which will reduce your stress and which will help you to recall. Okay, the similar kind of thing happens in people environment and higher education also. So, have you prepared some of the notes for paper one and paper two, or just few notes, or what was your note strategy?
My note strategy is similar to what you said, ma'am. When I attend your classes, what I do is I just scribble something in my notepad, because we can't take legible notes while attending the classes online, right? Because
Hmm.
we'll miss the points that you're talking when you're talking. So I'll just scribble the important point that I need to take it. That is kind of a scribbling pad. Once
Ah,
the class is over, and then I'll have a neat notebook, I bring it back, and then I write those notes legibly. My advice would be to make notes legible, clear, and make it whatever beautification that you want to do. That is going to remain with you forever. Don't take notes for granted, because when you write, you are remembering. So that's my policy. So please write legibly the notes so that it will remain. For example, if you want to revise some subjects like in business economics, some graph, after 2 months or 3 months, you can't go and find your classes. Of course, the classes are available, but
exactly.
it is like a little tedious work to find your classes, which is now that are there in Unacademy. Rather, if you have a good notes in handy, you can just go back and you can revise it.
It
So
will take a lot of time to go back. Yeah.
yes, and if you have good notes, right, you can take it for your walk. You can go on for a walk, and you can just see your notes, and then you can just read wherever you feel like. You can go out of your home, you can still read it. So make notes as a very important thing. Don't take it for granted. Write legible notes. Make every detail that is possible that you are going to encounter. That will definitely help you to retain a lot of details, also to crack exam.
Okay. And like, what is your suggestion? Should we prepare all 20 unit notes? Yeah, only particular units. Yeah, only 50%. What about that?
Ma'am, some subjects cannot be taken notes because those are very vast to complete. For example, people development and environment rights. So that is
Okay.
such a big thing, the big
Yeah.
animal that is. For that, I took the complete
Printouts. Okay. Huh.
printouts. Same with higher education.
That saves a lot of time. That's
Of
very
course, ma'am. Yeah,
smart strategy. So
yeah,
I feel yes, in NTA UGC net, you just don't have to work hard. You have to work smart. That you have done
smartly.
in this
Yeah.
exam. That's
So wherever some subjects are very fact specific, right? Those subjects we don't need to really take notes. Rather, you take a printout and
hmm.
try to memorize those facts with the techniques that I have described.
Okay. Even when I was preparing, even I took a printout of people development and environment, and I just did the highlights and scribbled
Mm.
over that. So that was a kind of nice thing for me. So many people asked about this thing, that how to concise all these things, and how many units notes we should prepare. So total number of, out of 20 units, how many units you have prepared in notes?
Ma'am, PDE, let me tell you, rather than what I prepared, let me tell you what I didn't prepare.
Hmm.
PDE, I didn't take notes other than the certain questions that you will encounter while you're doing PYQ that may
Hmm.
not be captured in your notes. So
Hmm.
that you have to take anyway. That cannot be done away with.
Hmm.
And banking and finance, which is very what to say, easy subject for me, for which I didn't take much of a notes other than the PYQ details.
Okay.
Same with marketing. Marketing is
Hmm.
also very vast. You can't keep on writing marketing concept theories,
Ah,
all
that
of that.
that's like more than a book.
More than a book. So you
Ah,
can just take a printout and keep it at your desk, and then when you attend the classes, you just go through it and just
okay.
make notes whichever not covered in the notes.
Okay, so there was
Same,
a combination, yeah.
yeah, same with other subjects like leadership behavior and HRM. Ma'am. Those are very very vast subjects.
Very vast,
For
yeah.
those, if whenever you feel a subject is very vast, don't try to take notes everything. Rather take a printout
Hmm.
and have a small notebook where you take all the miscellaneous points which are not covered in the notes.
Okay.
That will save time. Also, it's smart strategy, I believe.
Okay, so that was a blend. Your material, your study material was totally a blend of the printout and your notes. And
Yes, ma'am.
while revision, you referred both.
Yeah, ma'am. For example, marketing, and I'm good with theories for that
Hmm.
matter. And so once you study theories, maybe a couple of times, you don't need to again come back and see the notes again. You
Hmm.
may have to see only the very what to say intricate details that are not covered in the notes. For that matter, you can just refer your notes that will help you to go through.
Okay. And like, have you given some mock tests?
Of course, ma'am. Mock test is very important that I felt after a few months of my preparation because many people don't give marks feeling that, oh, I don't want to see my marks so low. I feel so awkward. Of course, there's no other people are going to look at your marks.
Hmm.
But as a human being, we ourselves fear to see those marks. It hurts us, right? So I had this tendency not to do mocks in the beginning months. But later, I mustered up my courage. I'd say, okay, if I fail also, let me fail, but let me face the reality. So that is how it started. And also once I had a talk with you, you suggested, Anand, please take one mark in every week,
Yes.
otherwise it's not going to help you so much, because you feel that you have studied so much, but ultimately it's the marks that's going to determine your outcome. So every week take one mark in the morning and the evening, revise those and that mock test with the right answers and the wrong answers.
Hmm. So you used to write that and do the analysis?
Yes, of course. Otherwise, how do we know the questions that we have done wrong?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. And there are also situations where we might have gotten some question right just by guessing it out, right? So I
Hmm.
need to know how I got that guessing right, 50-50 guesses. So that will help me to, okay, this is the one that is, okay, I have just guessed it, but the right answer is, this is how I should have processed this question to
Okay.
get the right answers. That helps you to have a clarity in your mind sometimes to make a clear thing, okay, this is just out of luck, not with my hard work.
Basically a kind of better estimation, accuracy, speed, all these things improve with mock test. That's why
Definitely.
we feel like, yes, giving mock test is like, uh, it's better to get something rather than nothing, rather than
Nothing.
skipping it, right?
Yeah. To drive an analogy, it's about practicing in net. Okay, you can practice in net every day, but in the real test only you will come to know how you are playing. So mock test is the real test. So more you have a real test, you will go away with your fear, and then you will feel more confident later on.
Okay, yeah, it's a game of confidence also, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, one more question, like, what would you suggest if somebody wants to just go for only for PYQ, or they only take up the full course, or they should take a blend of it? How much importance you give to the course? How much importance you give to the questions?
My strategy is always, ma'am, once I'm done with a particular chapter, next thing I'll do is PYQ. Because what is the way to gauge your understanding without testing the PYQs? It's like thinking I know everything, but end of the day, if you can't answer a couple of questions, means that you have lost your subject.
That's really a
So
smart strategy. Right.
yes, so as and when you finish a subject, or maybe even a small detail in some of the, for example, in research methodology, you are just finishing one quantitative techniques, quantitative research method. Just take some few questions out of it. Questions are the real ones that test your understanding, and moreover, PYQs are the ones which builds the foundations when you are preparing. Okay, and also gives you a feeling. Okay, this is how the questions are coming up in the question. And
Yes.
of course, you guys have been taking last 5 years of PYQs, which
Yes.
is also being tested by the NTA for the last 5 years, which means these are very important topics that are considered by the NTA. So you
Yes.
can't take risk on those PYQs. So
Exactly.
you have to do PYQs no matter whether you are Einstein or you are a loser. You have to do PYQs.
Okay. And if somebody do only PYQs and not the complete syllabus, then what?
It's hard. Let's maybe we can call them as lucky people who can get through it. But I would suggest for the serious ones not to do that.
That means if we want to get our aim, we need to balance both the things. Both things are
Both this
equally
and
important.
and do systematically rather than just doing some shortcuts.
Ha, exactly. So long cut is the only shortcut here.
Yeah.
That's
Agree
nice.
with you.
Okay. And how much importance do you give to self-studies? Like you used to attend classes. I saw you were very regular in all the classes. So like classes as well as self-study, how you balanced or how much you give?
Ma'am, what happens is this online is this no this online education gives a feeling that we are in the classes,
Hmm.
but this is not what to say kind of a classroom thing we are doing, right? Even though we look at your classes with audio and video and notes, sometimes we don't get that real education feeling unless you study yourself by going back your those notes again.
That's yes, I agree. Yeah.
You will just look, ma'am, and frank thing is like 1.5 hours, how many minutes you must have, distracted yourself. You might have seen somewhere here and there. You might have missed some notes here and there. And, maybe some questions you wouldn't have answered in the poll. So it's all about fooling yourself. Don't do that. Do self-study. Definitely self-study helps you to concentrate and also to concrete your understanding. Otherwise, it's kind of just a superficial study.
Yeah.
That will become evident when you give mock test or PYQ. Yeah, that will tell you the real preparation of yours.
Yes, mock test PYQ, yes, definitely. I agree. So, like if somebody doesn't have that strategy to prepare notes or time to prepare notes, and they do not even have the intention to prepare notes, then they watch lectures just like a movie, and half of the time they get distracted, and then ultimately that loop goes on, that next attempt, next attempt, next attempt
Yeah,
kind of.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so focus is very important.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you are serious to get JRF or NET, be systematic rather than just trying to do some superficial stuff and then expecting the results.
Hmm. But still, in this journey, like we have some tough subjects, very tough subjects. So, and every single person have their different subjects. So, which was your toughest subject out of all the 20 units you would like to quote? That, okay, yeah, can you say?
Yeah, one is for me the toughest one is math. From my
Oh, okay.
childhood, yeah, from childhood I hate math because my math teacher is very hard, was very hard on me from the beginning. So I had that allergic feeling towards math. So I was trying to find out a way out of it.
Hmm.
But the only way to face a tough subject is to get into the subject. There is no other way. You
Okay,
can't escape from the tough subjects. It's
okay.
like getting into it gets your hand dirty, maybe
Hmm.
get hurt, that's fine, but that is the way you have to learn mathematics or statistics for that matter. So
That,
what I did is I attended your maths classes.
hmm.
Of course, you started with the very basics, assuming that people who are joining the courses are not so conversant with mathematics. You
Hmm.
started with very basic fractions and all, and by the way, your fractions table were really helpful. I also made notes on all the fractions for 1 to 30, and then also
Tables
the still
were
I
also.
still I have it in me. Yeah, and the cubes and squares.
Oh,
So
great.
you have to, yeah, you have to, once you memorize these things, right, maths will become a little bit easier.
Okay.
And then I would suggest people or aspirants to religiously follow your maths class. That will definitely elevate your, confidence level gradually. Don't expect from the first class itself you'll become pro.
Hmm.
Slowly, gradually, and elevate your position towards gaining confidence in solving the mathematics. That's more than enough to crack UGC net. And of course, if at all someone is very serious, I can suggest to go and watch some videos which are available also. Not
Exactly.
necessarily
Huh.
Academy. There are
Huh.
many millions of videos available in the YouTube. Okay, how to do some short, fractions, how to calculate something very quickly, and all of it. You
Hmm.
bring those skills also into classroom. That will also help others.
Exactly.
So
Hmm.
there are millions of videos available. It's just that you need to have, I would say, stamina and persistence to go behind mathematics. You'll be able to crack it.
I literally suggest that, like, many people are scared of maths, as you were right now, and now I hope you are not. Right. Okay, so many people are scared, and many people have forgotten all the basics. Like, example, some people ask me that, ma'am, what is this Pythagoras theorem, how to calculate this? And now it will be practically impossible for me to explain it with full 3D effects and take all the triangles and all. So as you said, suggested very correctly, for that, yes, for those basic things, we can quickly ask Google Baba. They will be helpful to us even at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. also. If we will go to Google Baba, they will, and YouTube, and yes, it will be helpful. That's nice. So self efforts are very important for
Required.
your
Yeah.
preparation also.
Yeah,
That's great.
any tough subjects, ma'am.
Huh.
Of course, teachers will do their justice by trying to help you to gain familiarity in those subjects. But as an individual, we need to put in efforts also. We can't completely depend upon the educators because you guys also have your have your limitations of 1.5 hours only per day in certain classes, and there are no, there's I mean, I would say there's very limited capacity also from your, I mean, from the online end, okay, because
Yeah.
we can't naturally, learn by sitting next to you. So we have to put in our efforts also from our end. Once you put in that effort, plus your effort definitely will make things much easier.
So our efforts plus your efforts, that will give us what? JRF. Because all
Yeah,
people, they attend classes, but just
yeah,
classes is will not differentiate us from others. For that,
absolutely.
we have to take one extra smart step, one extra
That's it. Yeah,
strategically.
that's just one simple step ahead. That is more than enough.
Ah, very nice. I really like your strategy. When you said that you started from very beginning and you were like an early bird, from that we get a clarity that yes, we don't have to rush till the end, ki ma'am syllabus complete nahi hua, sir syllabus complete nahi hua and all that. We can very well systematically manage and we
Yes, yes,
can plan our schedules.
yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay, just for fun, just one question I wanted to ask, that is there any subject that you feel like, no, this subject should not be there in NTA UGC net?
So that is
Anything from
income tax. Income tax, man. As an Indian, I feel very bad to pay tax, so that is why I hate income tax. So income tax shouldn't be there in commerce subject because it's very vast. To be frank,
hmm,
especially I remember a question this time, which is very depth in terms of section.
hmm,
We learned section 35 is for exemption for the donations to IITs.
yes,
See, still I remember that.
huh,
But they're asking subclasses 35A is what, 35B is what, and C is what.
huh.
Those things can be left to professions, no, I mean to CA professionals like you, not for the normal mortal like me.
Okay, and I feel like, although I like income tax, I really love income tax, but still I feel like if you do not like income tax, then you might be feeling like, ki, oh, by the time I will learn this data. this data or this range might change.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's very vast also. So
Hmm.
many sections, so many subsections,
Subsection.
exemptions,
Uh,
and those things are very hard
amended.
to remember. Yeah, we are not a CA professionals to. We are not going to do any tax filing, right? We are after
Uh,
all going to become a commerce teachers. We after all need to know the basics and general facts that are required to teach. But getting depth into income tax is something that is my personal opinion. That is not something to be really,
okay.
questioned.
So when you will be in college, you will be assistant professor, you will refrain from taking up in income tax. Maybe you will
Yeah, but
ask,
yeah,
huh.
yeah. Even if someone forces me, I will just try to do some general thing and then I'll try to get over it.
That's nice. Okay, so Anand, what are your future plans? Like
As of
PhD
yeah,
or
yeah.
PhD?
Yeah, as of now, since my targeted schools are done away with their admission cycle, now I'm not in a position to apply to those schools. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to meet some of my professors and my friends to teach in some of the colleges here
Hmm.
for some time until the next admission cycle comes in. And then once the admission cycle comes in, I'm hopeful to apply to those business schools to do my PhD.
Okay, so first you will be doing PhD. Great.
Uh, yeah, because why we want to work? Because I love studies. Anyway,
Oh,
someone is paying you to studies,
huh.
and be with friend, no, be with youngsters in college, campus, and all of that. That makes my day very happy.
Great, great. That's a really
Yeah,
nice thing.
and also love to read books and help the youngsters. What all the opportunities available, what all the exposures that they can get by looking at to joining different sectors or industries for that matter. So I love to be with that young crowd, and then I wanted to help them to grow up in their life. So obviously after PhD, I think that I can do with let's say with the credentials that are required to be a full-time professor at a university or a college.
Okay, after PhD, you'll say professor.
Yeah,
Great, great.
yeah.
That's nice. Okay, so any other thing that you would like to tell to all the learners, or you would like to share with all the learners?
Yeah, I think we pretty
And
much covered everything. One personal advice would be to the youngsters is like start well in advance. Don't think you can do or you can put it off in short term because life is very unpredictable and give you a lot of surprises in between. And have consistency. Many thing life you will get in life by being consistency just to show up every day and practice. These three is more than enough to crack any exams after all in India. So we don't need to worry about being an average or above average or below average. Just follow these things. Start early, be consistent, and practice and don't give up. That is enough to crack any exams. That's how I am following it. I hope that works for you guys as well.
that's great. It was really nice suggestion for all the learners, and I really enjoyed talking to you. I really had a good time talking to you. Once again, congratulations to you for your achievement for your JRF. Wish you all the very best for your future, for your PhD, and being an assistant professor, and all the things that you take up in future. May you be successful in that also.
Thank you so much, Pam. Even I literally had a lot of fun talking to you. It's
And
my pleasure, and it's also my honor to be in your class. And also, I feel honored to give an interview like this. Thank you so much.
and thank you so much for giving your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Bye, Anand.
Thanks, ma'am.
Take care. If you like this video, then don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Also share with your friends and also subscribe this channel for more such videos. And if you are also preparing for NTA UGC NET exam and if you want to crack your NET or JRF examination, then you can also join Unacademy Plus platform and also use my referral code NIX28 to get 10% discount. All the subscription links are given in the description of this video. We have already started preparation for 2022 examination, so join soon.